Hi everyone, it's Ray from Ray Life Coaching, and my video got interrupted, so I'm going to start all over again today, and it seems to be what's happening for me today. Thank you so much for coming. It's Ray from Ray Life Coaching. This is my fourth video for meditation. And after being a little sick the day before, it made me really assess where I'm at and how do I want to go forward. I guess every day is like that, or every moment is kind of like that, but sometimes you come across some resistance large enough that it makes you stop. Whether you decide to or not, it may actually just force you. So today on the way, driving into Middle River Yoga Studio in Stafford Springs, I said to myself, I need something to kind of bring me to that lighter place. I was feeling very low. The feeling felt like hard. And I was listening to Kathy Heller, because that's a podcast that I listen to that usually uplifts me pretty quickly. And she was talking about podcasts and starting your own podcast, but that's not really the point. The part that I realized that I needed and was calling to me, obviously, was her talking about resistance and how when you start something new, just expect that there's going to be resistance. Even if you're like very excited in the beginning, you're not going to be motivated and excited throughout. The momentum needs to come from you, because you will find that something comes up and you might not even recognize it as resistance. It might be your old time excuses. And I say excuses, but you might not recognize them as excuses. So I'm going to give you an example. I had been thinking yesterday and today about my workshops coming up. And they're coming up quick. And I'm like, wow, I am not as prepared as I'd like. I wasn't even prepared for today. So, so here I am. But funny enough, Kathy Heller, she does things differently too. And it's about like honoring how you do things, and what's going to get you to be authentically you, and what mindset do I need to continuously kind of remind myself of in order to continue through those hard times where I doubt that I'm ready for anything, ready. For instance, these workshops, I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I was challenged in my talk just about the confidence toolkit, because I realized that although there's so many things that I can provide, and of course a ton of things came up yesterday and this morning about what I can do, but it's scary, it's new. And so all of the feelings of I'm not ready made me go like this, just like want to backtrack. So Kathy Heller had mentioned that if you just already know that and prepare yourself ahead of time and kind of know, first you have to kind of know something about yourself, right? Like, what are the excuses you normally tell yourself? What's the thing that gets you to run, gets you to stop doing that thing? And can you think of any moments in your life where, yes, those things came up, but whatever you wanted to do was more important? There was a reason why you wanted to do it. It was more important, so that kept you going. What did you tell yourself? Did you say, oh yeah, I'm going to feel uncomfortable for a while until I don't? Just think about those moments. And maybe there isn't any. And this is the work that needs to be done. And it's actually part of the confidence toolkit. So I'm doing the work on myself all the time. This is not you figure it out and you never have to worry again. It's not how that works for me. If it works for you that way, great. Good luck. But let's take that thought about resistance. And we're going to do a little meditation about it. We're going to bring to mind a scenario, maybe current or old, that we've had resistance around. You know, it was something that we really wanted to do, but something stopped us. Whether it be we got hurt, we got sick. Could have been something that felt like out of our control. Or it could have been something completely in our control. So then recognizing, okay, something stopped us and maybe we never got back, or maybe we did. How do we get back? Or are there lessons to be learned there? Is there something that we need to say to ourselves and in order to get back in a way that feels better? So it's not always black and white, right? Just because you have those excuses doesn't mean you need to get back exactly the way you were doing it. It may mean that there's something that you need in your body or your mind or whatever is telling you it. It's about listening. I laugh because I'll just keep on saying that. It's about listening. Holding space for yourself, really giving yourself time. And maybe trial and error a little bit. Like, is this working? Is this working? Hot, cold, you know? Is this hot? Are we getting closer? Or am I getting further away? So we're going to bring that to mind in our meditation. Okay, let's start. Find a place that feels comfortable, whether it be seated or in a chair or lying down with lots of supports or standing. Any way that feels great for you that you can stay in for about 15 minutes. Of course, if you need to move, please do. Do what feels good. But we want to have some good alignment, being able to have our joints above each other in a way that doesn't make us strain too much. Excuse me. Okay. Find your spot and close your eyes or look about 2 to 3 feet ahead with your eyes slightly open and your eyelids relaxed. Let the muscles around your eyes let go of their gripping. Notice all the little muscles letting go now in your eyes and around your forehead, in your temple, and in your jaw. Start to notice the air around you. Breathing it in, and the air that exits your body. Imagine as you're breathing in that you're breathing in the air. The air includes so many things. It includes light. It includes particles. It includes energy. And as you breathe in, you take what you want and leave the rest. And as you exhale, you let go of the things inside that were already there that you want to let go of, and the things that you want to let go of from the air that you just took in. Breathing in the energy around you. And exhale the things that you want to let go of. Notice the wave of your breath from the tip of your nostrils into your throat, into your lungs, the diaphragm, into your lower belly, and how it expands the whole upper body. And as you exhale, feeling the breath from the lungs go out into the tip of your nose, and how that brings the diaphragm up and sinks the belly back down into the spine. In silence, allow yourself to really feel the wave of the breath. Taking in what you want, letting go what you don't. Notice any thoughts that arise at this moment. Just take note of them, and as you exhale, let them go. Notice any resistance that arises now in just doing this meditation. Sometimes thoughts arise, and those in and of themselves is resistance of being present. I want you to now, very similarly to what you were doing before, but we're going to start a visualization of really seeing, with our eyes closed or partially opened, imagining the air around us as actual little particles, and all the colors and shapes separate into little specks. If you imagine where you are, and the colors and shapes, and separate them into little pieces of energy and particles. And as you inhale, you take them all into you, and the slate gets clean, like a big bright light outside. And as you exhale, you bring the particles back out. And it's as if you have transferred the light inside a slate that's clean with just bright light. You inhale all of what's outside to little particles inside. And imagine outside of you now is just this big bright light. And as you exhale, you take all those particles back out. You replace the bright light by imagining it inside now as you exhale. Back and forth, let's do that in silence. And for another few breaths, just notice yourself. Feel more and more relaxed as you exhale, keeping that light inside. Let the shoulders go, the back of the neck, the hips, and the legs, and the hands. And on your next inhalation, I want you to imagine that that bright light now turns into a scene, a time or times when you have done something or you're doing something that you want to do, but then there becomes a resistance. Bring to mind, whether it be current or in the past, something that you were really excited about, but then all of a sudden you came upon your resistance. Where are you? What's the feeling that arises? Is it overwhelm? Is it fear? Is it guilt? Is it comparison? Whatever it is. What is it that stumps you? Is it that you hurt yourself? Maybe you get sick. Maybe someone questions your validity. Whatever it is, bring it to mind. I'll give you time now to do that. What are you saying to yourself right now when this happens? What do you think you need that you don't right now have, or think you don't right now have, in order to move forward in this new thing? What if you were ready? What if all these feelings and all these thoughts were just here to show you something other than that? Something about what ready means. that you may not be considering. Imagine yourself now never finishing this thing that you want. And maybe something stumps you and you back away and you never get back to it. How are you going to feel then? What is the reason for you doing this in the first place? Really? What's your ultimate wish? How do you think you're going to feel if you do this? Bring that feeling into your body. Think of a time when you felt this way, when you've busted through the wall. Bring that into your mind, and what did you have to do to go further through the uncomfortability? What did you have to say to yourself? What would you say to a friend? Someone you believed in, someone you really trust. What is it that you think you need to do? Not just say, but maybe there are some things that this resistance is telling you you may need. Allow yourself to hear yourself now. Maybe there are things that you have allowed to get in your way. And if you push those aside a little bit, you'd have the space to really put, and time to put toward what you really need to move through this space, to move and continue toward this thing that you want. Okay, we're going to pull back into our here and now. And my that's all right. My meditation students are coming in. It's okay. So just take a breath in and bring yourself back here. And on your next inhalation, just start to move your fingers and toes and neck. And slowly, slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much. Today was one of those days where it just doesn't always go the right way you want. But it's okay. See you later. Bye.